Welcome everyone to the L7C Dragon Ball edition. Today we are going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super Chapter 85, titled To Each His Own Answer. We have our Dragon Ball expert with us, Mr. Mitch Oso. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, as always, doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. We got a chapter on a Monday. Usually they sometimes fall in the middle of the week. So starting off the week with some Dragon Ball content is always good, and ready to talk to you about this fight-filled chapter.
Alrighty. Well, let's get started then. Not, as Martin said, it's mainly just fighting. Starts off though, we see that Vegeta and Gas are fighting against each other. Vegeta is in his, Ultra Ego form. He keeps getting pummeled, and as we've learned, that damage is Vegeta's friend. Getting hurt apparently is the key to this transformation. And it starts off, Vegeta says, damage is nothing but fuel to keep me engaged in this battle, which for you presents a dilemma. And what would you like to do to make me stronger? And Gas doesn't care. He just goes in and starts just beating the crap out of Vegeta. And you see Vegeta getting smacked around and whatnot. Gas knocks Vegeta to the ground, and he answers this question by stating that it's simple and that he's just going to kill him with one blow and be done with it. Goku hears this and starts thinking that he's going to make a move towards Gas. And then we see that out of nowhere, Gas gets hit in the abdomen, which catches him and Goku by surprise. Well, sure enough, it's Vegeta. And he punches Gas in the abs and says, thank you for the prime fuel. And Gas just goes back to work, smacking Vegeta back and forth. Kicks him away from him, and then does something pretty cool. Gas uses the instant transmission technique, points it towards Vegeta, and teleports Vegeta around as he continues to punch and kick him. So a little deviation from what we've known that a user could use Ultra Instinct instant transmission for. So I think that's kind of pretty cool, actually. Which this catches Goku by surprise that somebody else could use instant transmission on someone else. And Vegeta still getting smacked around here. And Goku decides to dash towards Gas and help him out. Man, my screens here are not loading correctly. Sorry. But yeah, as Goku is dashing towards, Vegeta tells him to back off, and that his Ultra Ego is continuing to evolve as the fight goes on there. And let's see here. Vegeta though will ask Goku, what about his Ultra Instinct? It seems to be no different than before. So Vegeta's evolving, Goku's not. And Vegeta tells him to basically scram and go figure it out. And until then, Vegeta's going to continue to fight Gas. And we see that. Vegeta gets some punches in on Gas, and their fight's really going at it. And Goku flies off on to top of a plateau, and he devolves from he goes back to his base form, is what I should say, to focus on his own Ultra Instinct. And we see Goku meditating briefly, and this aura, or this like shield, this dome kind of forms over Goku as he's trying to figure out what he's doing. Apparently it's a silver dome, which is explained another couple parts of the panels. And but then we go back and we see that Vegeta and Gas still fighting, and Gas is telling Vegeta that they should cease this pointless struggle, and that he's tired of his deranged technique. And we see Vegeta on the ground, seemingly just hurt, but he stands back up, and Vegeta's face has been beaten to a pulp. His left eye is swollen, so you can't see it. And Vegeta claims that he's not done yet. And then we see Oil and Mackie. They're up in the ship. Again, they're watching down with Elec over the fight. And Mackie states that Vegeta looks like some sort of zombie. And Oil tells Gas that he should take him down quick. And Gas is punching Vegeta right underneath his left arm into his ribs. Really a painful punch. So painful that it shattered the clothing right underneath his ribs. So that could not have felt good. And I'm just going to keep repeating myself. That's just what's happening right now. It's just I mean, every panel is just Gas just beating the hell out of Vegeta. Vegeta gets knocked down, he gets brought back up, and Gas is just completely surprised that Vegeta just won't stop. And Vegeta, as he picks himself back up, says, "As I said, I am no longer bound by my limits." And he dashes towards Gas, and Gas is completely surprised, and Gas goes for a block. And we see that everyone, again, is surprised by Vegeta, and then out of nowhere, Vegeta does not make contact with Gas, even though Gas was bracing for an impact. And then we see that Vegeta has fallen out of his Ultra Ego transformation. And he was maybe inches away from landing a punch on Gas. And we see that Vegeta's right eye, the one that is not swollen, it's just glossed white, like he's unconscious. And then he falls down onto his face, unconscious. And Gas chuckles and says that he must have burned himself out. And then he ponders. He's like, a technique that damages the user? How stupid. Yes, Gas. How stupid it is, indeed. But then we see Oil and Mackie. Oil is relieved that this seems to be over. And Mackie says that she was freaking out for a second. And back to Gas. He conjures up a sword using his energy technique that we've become familiar with. And he makes a comment. He's like, a stupid end befitting a Saiyan. And then he takes that sword and he stabs it down towards Vegeta's head. And then out of nowhere, a dome forms around Vegeta. This is the exact same kind of dome that is around Goku at the moment. Even though Goku is on top of the plateau, he is able to project that energy over Vegeta, and he saves Vegeta's life. It shatters the sword in half, and Gas notices that Goku is the reason for this shield, and Goku uses his energy and then brings Vegeta up to the top of the plateau, and he forms a shield around him and Vegeta, and Gas proceeds to just shoot a whole ton of ki blasts towards Goku. None of them get through the shield and whatnot. And Gas tells Goku to stop hiding, or do you plan to hide behind that shield forever? Emerge now, so I may kill you. And Goku takes a like a sigh, he's done meditating. He takes a breath, and then Goku, in his optimistic, energetic way, says, "Okay," and brings down the shield. Gas is kind of shocked that, or he's perplexed, I should say. And Goku says, "Yep, that's my only option, so I might as well give it a try." And Gas says that despite your impending death, you remain carefree. And Goku says, "I guess so. That's just how I am." And he jumps down from the plateau and into the battlefield. And we see Goku powering up to a form that he's, about to go into. Even Gas is claiming, okay, here we go, another form. Is this hair going to be silver this time, or is it going to be blue? Because hair colors change all the time, as we know. And Goku says neither, and that he has figured out the best transformation to make use of his power. And he transforms, and he transforms into Ultra Instinct Omen, Omen, and whatnot. And Gas hasn't seen this one, and the Heaters are just pondering what's up with Goku now, and nothing seems to change. His hair's still black, and blah blah blah. So Gas then makes a remark that he thought silver hair was a maximum strength. Why not use that one? And Goku claims that for using that Ultra Instinct to work, he needs to have his heart to be calm and tranquil. But in this form, he can put his emotions to work for him. And he says, and believe me, that his heart is not calm now. And Goku looks at Gas, and the way in which he's looking at Gas with a smile causes Gas to see a glimpse of how Bardock was looking at him back during their fight back in the day. And it's very similar, of course, with Goku looking exactly like Bardock. And this enrages Gas. And Gas charges toward Goku, and Goku, you know, um, charges towards him, or it braces for his charge. And they both throw punches at each other. They both connect. However, Goku connects better than what Gas did. Gas kind of like graced Goku's cheek a little bit, but Goku landed the punch square in the jaw, the left side of his jaw, more politically correct. On Gas, it breaks the horn, the walrus horn that we were making fun of chapters ago. It breaks off the left horn and just causes a big old shock wave through the area. This shock wave causes some damage to the Heater's ship. So Oil, Mackie, and Elec, they jump from the ship, and they just start floating. So that and then the ship crashes towards the ground. Elec seems irritated about what's going on, and we see that Gas gets from his punch. He gets sent flying, and he's skidding across the ground. Goku also is kind of sent flying, but he's able to catch himself, and he's still standing, and he charges. Goku does towards Gas, and Gas is still recovering from the fact that his horn broke. And before Gas can even really catch himself, he sees that Goku is flying right up to him, and he narrowly dodges a attack from Goku. And Goku uses instant transmission to get behind Gas, and he kicks Gas up in the air, hits him with a Kamehameha real quick, does a ton of damage against Gas, of course. Gas is now in the sky, and he's pondering, like, what is happening, for example. And Goku says, well, it seems like I'm just barely stronger than you now, but I don't have long, so let's get this done. So Goku remembers, at least from the previous times that he's gone into Omen, that he doesn't have a lot of time. So at least Goku is learning from his mistakes. And he's beating the crap out of Gas and pushing him back. And Vegeta, we can see him back on the plateau. He's starting to regain his consciousness. He's trying to look up at the fight. And Goku and Gas still fighting. Gas gets a decent kick on Goku's face. Or Gas gets a decent kick on Goku's face. For some reason, I was thinking I said Vegeta's face, but Goku then uses a technique we haven't seen in quite a long time, actually. I feel like Goku uses a mouth blast, or a ki blast from his mouth. And this is right after the kick to the face, so Gas was really caught off guard with this. And we see that after this blast, Gas's clothes, they're completely shredded, and he's having a bad day, per se. Vegeta makes the remark, though, that this fighting style is meant to be Ultra Instinct, and he says that's absurd. Not 100% sure what he's trying to mean there, but Gas, in his frustration, yells, "I sacrificed my pride to become the strongest warrior in the universe. Behold." And he just spawns a whole bunch of weapons. Just probably every type of weapon in the history of ever. He spawns it, and then he just throws all of them at Goku. And Goku dodges every one. Then he uses a giant ball and chain, and he throws that towards Goku. Now Goku dodges this ball, but he grabs the chain whenever he's flipping over it, and then he swings the ball down onto Gas. So he's using his own weapons against it. While Gas is holding on to the ball, he makes the remark that a weapon of my own creation can never bring me down. Well, it's not going to be the creation that's going to be his downfall. It's the fact that he left himself completely exposed, holding his creation above. And we see Goku come flying in, and he kicks Gas square right in his chest. It's not like an abdomen. This is right in his chest. And this sends Gas completely flying across the landscape, and he bashes into the side of a mountain. And the Heaters are just in shock. And Oil and Mackie can't believe that Gas might lose. And then they look over at Elec and they see that Elec now is in front of Gas as Gas is lying on the ground. And he says, "What do you think you're doing?" And Gas, while he's all beat up, hurt, and struggling, he just makes a remark. And Elec is like, "Why did I make you into the strongest warrior? Answer me." And Goku has flown in, and he's just kind of in shock by seeing this because Elec has his hands around Gas's throat, and Gas answers the question by saying to elevate the heaters to the universe's greatest organization, and Elec says that is correct. And what is needed to achieve that? And Gas says must kill the Saiyans, and Elec says wrong. You have to kill Frieza. Stamping out the Saiyans was only a stepping stone along the way. At this point, then, Elec shows a little more frustration. He puts both hands on the side of Gas's head, and he says, "So find a resolve to die in battle if you have to. The power I gave you has to be worth more than this pathetic showing." Mackie and Oil are kind of surprised. Actually, no, they're not kind of surprised. They are surprised at what's going on here. And Mackie says, "Come on, it's a little too harsh." And Oil says, "Yeah, don't gotta push him so hard." And Goku steps in and he's like, "Hey, don't force the guy like that. If he wants to fight us again, we're up for it whenever." And Elec looks back at Goku and tells him to shut up, that there won't be a next time for Gas. Goku's like taken aback by this, and he says, "What do you mean?" And we see we're looking at Elec here, and behind Elec we see a giant aura of power just come out of nowhere. It catches both Goku and Elec by surprise, and then we see Gas now. Don't know if this is like a new transformation or whatnot, but we see him. He's powering up, and he is. I don't know what I don't know how to describe this transformation. You almost have to see it. It is like if you saw what Moro looked like when Moro was old. This is what Gas kind of resembles. He looks older. He looks frail, skinny, evil. I'm going to use the word that Mackie used to describe Vegeta. Almost looks zombie-like. His horns are back. That was interesting. And then Goku or Mackie and Oil are in shock. Goku's in shock. He's like, "What's up with your face?" And Elec says, "I think you see what I mean." Meaning that after this fight, Gas is dead. So it's just how it is, and that's the end of the chapter. So maybe next chapter we'll have the conclusion of maybe not this arc, but maybe this part of the fight. And Martin, I'll let you take it over now.
Yeah, so I don't have that much really to add chapter wise. Just wanted to talk about some questions throughout the chapter and things we've talked about. So first, just for the first part with Ultra Ego with Vegeta, I'll probably shout him out twice, but there was one guy on Twitter, our producer Justin's one of his best friends, Milan, who fell into the trap of seeing some spoilers and thinking it was going to go all good, and then saw the other spoilers. And he has a big Vegeta fan. I was like, I tried to tell him, don't look at the spoilers. I mean, don't just assume. Wait till the full thing comes out in the chapter, because he thought Vegeta was going to get this victory. And I was like, man, this isn't his show. I'm just sorry to tell you that's not going to happen. But with Ultra Ego in this first part, I get that every time you can get damage, it gets you stronger. Sure, from a physical sense, like I was talking to you about, but it doesn't make you more durable. No. Like you're still, if you're playing a video game, you're still losing HP. And by the time you could one hit KO someone, you're out of HP and you're down. So that's the thing I'm so confused about with Ultra Ego.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand it. Like it wants to be a cool transformation. It looks sweet,
Hmm.
and the idea that you can take damage and get stronger. I guess that's fitting for a god of destruction kind of power. But like
Hmm.
he has a time limit. Like if that's the thing. If that was a time limit, then I guess it just fits the theme with all of these transformations like Ultra Instinct. Like there's a time limit to it. It's what Super Saiyan God was originally supposed to be.
Hmm.
You remember
Hmm.
that the original Super Saiyan God couldn't stay in the transformation long to eradicate all evil Saiyans. And but these two they learn Ultra or Super Saiyan God and they could stay in that form forever. But now they have these transformations and they can't stay in it long. It's just Goku's is a time limit and Vegeta's is I don't know because it seems like it has to be a time limit. He keeps getting his ass beat, but he seems to struggle to get up all the time. I feel like if you were getting powerful, you wouldn't have to, crawl to get back to your feet all the time. But it just, it's weird. I'm ready to see what Ultra Instinct or Ultra Ego is once it's, perfected. But like, I don't. It's a goofy transformation. It was a whole bunch of hype, and I don't think it's truly living up to its what it's supposed to be because
Well,
we haven't
speak.
seen.
Go ahead. Go
Is
ahead.
this what Beerus is doing? Is this Beerus like? Does Beerus have this? He has to have this sort of transformation, this ultra ego transformation, and he must just have the insane amount of durability to take all of the beating or this beat down. So
Yeah.
then he never like he takes damage, but it never hurts him. But then it makes him stronger. So like if I could see this transformation with Beerus, I think I could appreciate it more.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. Like with Beerus, we haven't seen anything like that. Even just the most Topo, he didn't have like, he wasn't getting stronger after punches and all that jazz. So this one might be different to Vegeta, but I feel like it needs a lot of work. I mean, it is a God of Destruction level power and energy if we see into the colored manga chapter pages, but it needs a lot of work. And I know it debuted this arc, but there's still so much to do. But also on MUI, it's been coming around, man. Is MUI officially dead? Like, is it already just another thing? That was supposed to be the final thing. I've been saying that MUI 2 is coming. I don't know if I can call what he just did MUI 2, not yet, but what do we do at MUI now, man? Because it hasn't had a good showing this whole arc either.
I don't know, but no, that's Omen.
Yeah, that's Omen. Yeah, it's just Omen,
That's
but
just Omen. It's just which ultimately I almost think we need to call that MUI one, and then MUI now MUI two. It's like
it's still coming. I'm sticking with my thing. The new MUI transformation is coming.
it will. I thought like I thought it was going to come out like what you said this arc. I
Mm-hmm.
think it'll have to come to a later arc.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think you'll be right. I just don't think you're going to be as right as early as what we were originally anticipating.
Right. But I have a question for you too with like MUI and Omen, because he went Omen in this one, which he says this is his, whatever, fine. It didn't make sense to me because just last arc, when he did this same thing, he was not stronger than that version of Moro. Hell, when he did this same thing with Omen and like was pumping it up with like rage and all that stuff, he wasn't even stronger than like Spirit Fish and Vegeta. So
Nope.
I'm so confused why we went backwards. Like, why is Omen working on someone who theoretically, not even theoretically, he's stronger than Granola, he's stronger than Moro, and Moro was smacking around Omen Goku when Goku was powering up and got tired, but he's beating Gas, who's stronger than both of them. Hell, I mean, Omen's not stronger than Jiren. So I don't understand why we went backwards and it's working. That makes no sense to me. What do you think?
What I wish they would have said is that, for someone who is not emotionally stable, Omen is better than MUI. I would get that. And I would be fine with Omen beating Gas if they showed more of Vegeta. Like if Vegeta's alter ego wore down Gas so much that like Omen could win,
Mhm.
then like I'd be all for that. Like I'd be okay with that. But I feel like this chapter didn't really show, or it didn't really illustrate Vegeta wearing down Gas. Because there were a couple shots, there were a couple hits that Vegeta had on Gas. If we saw more of that, then it would be fine. But I mean, Gas was stomping the hell out of Vegeta, stomping him so hard that we saw Ultra Instinct instant transmission was used against Vegeta. Yeah, if Vegeta was the one that broke the horns of Gas, then that would illustrate that Gas is on the losing end of this fight. But no, so yeah, I'm with you. I don't understand how Omen is being used to win this fight now.
Because from what they've shown, the power gap from Omen to Mastered is massive.
Huge, insane, ain't insane. But
So I just don't understand. And then it's work. Like I don't understand because this whole arc he's mixed Ultra Instinct with like his other transformations, like the properties of it, and now we're back to Omen. So it's like he was doing it with Super Saiyan Blue and all of that jazz, Super Saiyan God, and now it's this. It's like why? Like just I think maybe next chapter I just need Goku explain like why Omen is working better for him now than Mastered, because that's just what I need to understand. Because Mastered Ultra Instinct right now, it's the strongest transformation in the series.
what is making Goku not be calm and collected?
That's it. Yeah, is he just like raging with excitement that he wants to beat this guy? Like, is that what we're doing? Because he's not angry.
I mean, like in the tournament of power, the entire universe is the existence of the universe is on the line.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me that Goku was calm, cool, and collected, getting his ass beat by Jiren with those stakes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that doesn't make sense. Whenever he's fighting Moro, he goes Omen and can't win. He goes MUI and he's able to keep his composure there after he watched Miras sacrifice himself.
Mm-hmm.
You watch an angel and here's the thing.
Well, I gotta call myself out. I was a person when we recorded that time that I was mad that a dude he's known for 6 months was going to be the catalyst for him mastering MUI. I was kind of pissed about that, not gonna lie.
Well, you can be pissed off about it. It's just, why is it whenever he saw Miras die,
Mm-hmm.
and you remember, he was flaming, he was furious, he was pissed off,
Mm-hmm.
he was so angry, and then he just chilled out, and then he was like, I'm at peace now, or whatever he said, and then he went MUI against Moro, and then stomped Moro. Like, why was he calm, cool, and collected in that span? But now against Gas, he's not calm because he listened to an audio log of his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Really? What? That?
And when could Goku make barriers like that?
I don't. We're learning a lot. When was the last time Goku did a ki blast out of his mouth? I haven't seen that. Okay, I know this has happened more often, but like, I'm thinking of like when Piccolo and Nappa do that kind of crap.
Broly does it. He did in the movie.
Yeah, he did do it in the middle. Now I'm thinking of like when Raccoon did it. So
I mean, like Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, you're gonna have to go way back.
Well, like that's the thing. I'm thinking too far behind, like too far along. Whenever it just happened recently, like what you said with Broly. But yeah, I don't know where Goku gets this shield power from. I mean, that's more weird than Gas learning to use Ultra Instinct on other people. That I actually think is kind of cool. I think more people need to learn that.
You mean gas using instant transmission?
Yeah,
You
gas.
said Ultra Instinct. I was like,
Well,
oh, I don't.
that's the thing. I'm like Ultra Instinct is UI, Instant Transmission is IT. I'm getting them all mixed up in my head here just trying to talk about this. So, but yeah, Instant Transmission. It is sweet to see Gas using Instant Transmission to pop other people around. I
Yeah,
wonder if the Yard Rats even know how they can do that, but who knows?
that's a technique we could have used a long time ago. If you want to talk about old school, like during the Boo saga, instead of rushing at Goten, Trunks, Piccolo, and Gohan when they were down, Goku could have just transported them to Supreme Kai's world by pointing at them.
Or he could have just, teleported Kid Buu to the middle of the sun and just saw what happened.
That's true too.
But it appears as though that the transmission can only occur, if you're near the individual, I guess. But
what's going on with Gas, man? Because now Gas is starting to look like Moro, old face. Like, what are we doing?
if using up your power reduces your life expectancy, then that makes sense to me. Because if this is like his last leg of his life, and that Gas is supposed to use all of his life to defeat the Saiyans and then Frieza, and then die, and then Elec is in charge, then I'm fine with that. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really developed a thought with what I'm looking at here. It's weird.
Well,
yeah, I mean, he looks like Moro.
He should be stronger. Well, he should be pushing stronger than Goku allegedly now, since he's going to be using all this stuff. It's like this is coming to its end. Granola's got to wake up eventually.
Granola has to be the one who ends this. Vegeta's out. He's done. Goku's about to get rocked by Gas next chapter.
Unless he's like, oh, because of Omen, I can use the properties of Ultra Instinct and still mix my rage that powers us Saiyans.
Yeah, it's not going to make sense. But I mean,
and your guy Elec with the pep talk,
bro. Alec's a douche. Like straight up. I mean, Goku called it right. Like whenever he told Gas, like, watch yourself. From Elec, man. Goku was 100% right, and I wonder if Gas is going to realize that. Because I mean, if that pep talk was not clearly obvious, that Elec doesn't care for Gas's life other than achieving their goals. Like, there's no brotherly love from Elec. Like, Gas respects Elec and him being there and like leading him to where he is in life. But Gas does not care or Elec doesn't care about Gas at all. He's like, you get me power, you set the heaters up to be the greatest organization, and that's all I care about. So
yeah, so we're going into July next month. This chapter will come probably around July 20th, around there. What are we expecting Granola up, or Goku's going to keep on fighting for another chapter? Like, does Elec step in now because they're getting concerned?
Do you think Gas is still going to be fighting by October's chapter? So 4 chapters from now.
October.
I chose 4. I think 4 chapters is a good. Do you think Gas is still alive in 4 chapters, or is Gas permanently defeated in 4 chapters?
The bad thing is, when you say 4 chapters, it doesn't sound like, 4 chapters, but it's the fact that these are once a month, which means that's 4 months from now.
Yeah.
That's when it's just like, maybe. I think it will be over. From what I'm seeing, man, I think it'll be over in October. I'm thinking
in October or by October. My question was by October. So
by October, no.
You don't.
Nope.
You don't think that during July, August, September, or October's chapters, all the way up? Oh, here, how about you know what? We're on 85 right now. Do you think Gas is still fighting by chapter 90?
No.
That would go to the end of the year.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be. I don't think this will be over, but I think Gas will be done fighting a couple things because we still have freaking Elec in that second wish. There's no.
Does that dragon have a second wish?
I thought he had a second wish or a back, or if it's not a second wish, of his backup plan, because he had a plan.
Yeah, it's the backup plan.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they didn't show if like Elec went and gathered the balls again and made another wish because apparently those things don't have a time limit, like a year of recovery.
Yeah, so it's like that's what I'm still waiting for because he's going to fight in this, and I guess also too, are we like, hey, maybe they realize that they're still trying to fight Frieza? Like that's dead. I gave up on that. This Frieza was low key almost the center of this whole arc and did not show up once.
Nope.
Or was not talked except for Elec just bringing him up now. Granola's going to come up. He's going to fight. You still got to take out the other two heaters. And Elec, I feel like he is holding back so much stuff left. So that's why I just think, I don't know, man. I don't think it'll end. I don't think it'll be over in October. Now I'm talking myself out of it. I'm thinking like December again, like Moro's arc.
You want to know what I want to know? I'm just looking at them right now. I want to know if anyone is going to kill Mackie or Oil. Like, are they going to live throughout this? Like, because they haven't done anything. Like, now, granted, they are evil, but we haven't seen like their evil ways on, on these pages.
Mm-hmm.
Like who's going to kill them? Is anyone really going to kill them, or are they just going to be, are they just going to get in the way and then get killed that way?
No, like I hear you.
Because they have no point. They have no point in this arc.
No,
it's just Gas and Elec.
No, that's true. They don't, and I feel like maybe that's how Granola shows up. Randomly swifts in, takes them out, like like Vegeta did in the old days, taking out the Ginyu Force after Goku beat him.
Oh wait, Granola had an opportunity, didn't he? Or wait, who did not kill? No, wasn't it Granola? Didn't Granola save Mackie from those two? And then he just pushed him towards a mountainside. Wasn't that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, even Granola wouldn't kill these guys whenever he had an opportunity to blast them.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot going on. Just in hindsight conclusion, Ultra Ego Vegeta, we need what I want. What I've told you what I want is like every time he gets hit by someone, that same amount of force cannot hurt him. That's what I would want. And Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, man, it's looking tough, man, because you're at that stage now where it's like MUI is not putting fear into these people. You're already at that point.
Ooh. MUI has lost to Granola and it has lost to Gas. And now we're back down to Omen, which is working. Weird. No, Ultra Ego, it'll probably be better after this arc. And probably whenever we see Vegeta training with Beerus again. And if Beerus makes a comment like, you're just getting stronger and just letting people beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't. And then Vegeta would say something like, yeah, what else are you supposed to do? And then Beerus would be like, well, you take that energy that you're getting damage and use it to protect yourself while at the same time taking the other damage and boosting yourself, or I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, then Vegeta would be like, oh, that's how we use it properly. And then Beerus smacks him upside the head and be like, you're an embarrassment. Yeah, it needs some plot tuning, per se.
Yeah. And then the only other things Dragon Ball community-wise is obviously the movie has already come out in Japan. And if you've been avoiding the spoilers and all that, good for you. I know myself, I've not watched any fights from some dude's Galaxy 2 in Japan. I'll wait in the theaters to watch it. But Mitch, I want to ask a question because a lot of people have gotten on people for sharing those pirated clips from the fights and what's been going on. How do you feel about like spoiler culture and all that, especially in the Dragon Ball community?
Personally, I'm a tough person to ask that to because I love spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I'm not the person that if I see a spoiler, I don't get mad. I don't want to delete my Twitter. I don't want to delete social media in general. I embrace it, but it, I can't explain to you why I like it. It might be like I don't like surprises, like all too much. Maybe that has something to do with it. But I like to know what is going to happen before I go into a movie theater and see it visually. Maybe it's because I don't want to sit there and miss something, and then I'm sitting there trying to, put pieces together. But I just like to know what's going on, and then I can appreciate what I'm looking at instead of trying to maybe play catch up with what's going on in front of me. But what do I think about it with the community? It's like it is what it is nowadays. You can't get around it because maybe you don't want to see spoilers, but there's with all your movies, there's tons of trailers out there. There's people that are dissecting everything. Spoilers in a way. It just pushes the hype train even more. It's not like anyone ever sees a spoiler and then they don't go see the movie or they don't go watch the show. They're more annoyed that they fell victim to some hacker. Yeah, they fell victim to some hacker leaking all the stuff, but it doesn't stop people from going to go see things. Or at least I don't think it does. But
I would say the biggest thing with this one is with the not even first community, the people, Funimation, Toriyama, all them. I think their biggest mistake was having the movies be 2 months apart from each other, from like Japan to English.
Oh yeah, that too. I mean, what can you do? The movie comes out in June in Japan, and then comes out in August in America, and then various times between them with the rest of the world. Like, there's no way that you can avoid spoilers. But 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 they don't care about it. To be honest with you, we find out what's going on with this chapter, these manga chapters, 10 days prior to release. You and I knew that these transformations were going to happen. We knew Elec was going to threaten gas, and it's like, and that's all provided by them.
And they do, and they know how to provide the right pages to like change the conversation. Like one day it's like, oh my gosh, Vegeta's winning. Next day, oh my gosh, they're treating Vegeta like crap again. To Goku's getting a new form. To oh my gosh, Elec just turned on gas. Those were all the things, even though Elec did not turn on gas. Like they know which pages to put without the context.
Do, and that just causes people like like geekdom or that's super or Dragon Ball hype. They're all just churning the flames here because people, if anything, these spoilers make more people want to read this because it keeps everything in people's minds. If you didn't do these spoilers, all of this is out of sight, out of mind, except for the diehards who circle their calendars on the 20th of the month. But whenever it comes to the movie being 2 months apart, I feel bad for the people who do wish to avoid spoilers. But if it was like a week or like a week after we would get Superhero in America, then it's like, all right, Mister, I hate spoilers. You just kind of need to shut yourself down from the rest of the world so that you can go and enjoy the movie. But 2 months, it's like, I can't tell somebody that. I can't tell someone that. stay off Twitter or stop following their favorite Dragon Ball content creators. It's like, well, you should do better than that. They should.
I think you decide what to click on. Like, if you want to click on the stuff, click on the stuff. If you don't want to click on it, then don't click on it. Like, you can mute stuff. Now it's like, hey, I don't want to see anything of these things. I mean, we're not going to talk about the movie until August, so we can
see it. Like, I know what's going on in this movie, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, and I've seen like the stuff. I've already seen the pictures, all that jazz. But and there's a whole bunch of questions. That's why I need to see it for myself, because just to quote The Rock when he talks about Black Adam, the hierarchy power in DC is about to change. Somehow people are saying the power gaps have changed dramatically, and I think that's BS, because so we just have to wait and see on that. Mitch, anything else, man?
Nope. Can't think of anything. Nope.
All right. With that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Make sure you like, rate, comment, subscribe. Just one more shout out to Milan. I tried to tell you, man, you got to know whose story this is. This is Goku's story. And if he doesn't win, Vegeta will just always be, he'll always beat the top number 2 guy, and he'll always throw the game-winning pass to win. That's just what he's been doing.
Don't lose your hope, man. Don't lose it.
Just lose it. Just lose it, man.
Someday before we die, in 100 years from now, we'll get our wish, and that Vegeta will be a hero at the end of an arc, and it won't be the Goku show, bro.
The main hero. He's always since Cell. He shot the last blast to make Cell get distracted. Boo! Like, he's always the main supporting hero. He's not the one who gets the thumbs up at the end.
He is. Yep. He's a great tag team. He's a great support character.
Yeah, He's
the most main support character in all time and of any franchise.
Yeah, I agree, man.
He is. Vegeta is closer to Batman than he is Robin, but he's still not Batman.
Yeah, I agree. With that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. You guys take care.
I'm going.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.